Is it fockers or fockers?
Ask Barbara.
Dustin.
Barbara has...
Talk about your raucous reunions. There's a lot of Hollywood clout sitting on these couches. We brought them all back to the Focker family living room, where these two movie clans first meet.
Hi, I'm Roz Focker. You must be Jack. And you must be Dina.
Hi.
When it came time, Ben, I'm going to go to you. When it came time to say, all right, we're doing a sequel, when did you first start to visualize the Focker family?
Well, we had our sort of like pie in the sky idea of who the perfect, Focker couple would be. And this was this was it right here. I mean, I never thought in a million years that Barbara, you would actually do it.
Then how come you called me to do it?
Because I was desperate.
Have you never thought in a million years?
I just got on the phone. I mean, I didn't even know what I was saying. I was
impressed it was from London.
I know,
too.
I was in London. I happened to be in London. I said I was in London. I actually was in...
No,
I
did you
was
really?
in the Valley.
Really?
I was calling you from the Valley.
No,
No, I
really.
was in
You
London.
were-
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I'm not going to make it.
So he calls you, and what does he say, Barbara?
Please play my mother.
That was
Something like
basically...
It was like he begged,
I
and I
begged,
fell
of
for it. It
course.
was like so sweet. How could I turn this down? Oh, my precious. Oh, I love you so much. I haven't seen my booble in months. Honey, you feel thin.
No.
You're not eating. What's the matter?
What was your reaction when you read the script, Dustin?
When I read the script and they told me they're interested in Barbara, I thought that, well, Barbara and I have a history. We started acting together before our son was, the real Ben Stiller was born, and we have a history. We started in acting school. So somehow we should be able to use that feeling that we have whenever we bump into each other, because we started broke. We started without a dime.
What do you remember about him from that time?
Well, I remember that he was the janitor, that he used to clean the toilets to, in exchange for acting classes.
They call it a scholarship.
Yeah, that's right. A janitorial scholarship. And I used to babysit to pay for my acting classes. So we were both very poor, right? It was great. Those days were so great, though.
Terry and Blythe, the rumors from the set are that these two were like a married couple in front of and behind the camera, that there was always that one would finish the other sentence, one would interrupt. What were they like when they got together? What was your first impression?
The Marx Brothers. It was just tremendous, outrageous fun, irrepressible. I'd say irrepressible.
Frankly, I thought they were a pain in the ass.
And remained that way through the entire shoot?
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, listen, watch.
Get yourself over here, huh?
I went overboard?
A little bit, honey. But
No,
it was
no, it's just
You're
because...
so cute, they forgive you anything.
God, you're so beautiful. You are the sexiest woman alive, I mean.
You do make a cute couple, you know.
I know.
There was a lot of energy emanating from the two of them all the time. There was always like a lot of giggling, and you were always whispering in her ear. And,
yeah.
you know,
Well, we would do, yeah.
There's a lot of stuff
Try
going
this.
on.
What do you think
Yeah.
of this? He'd ready. Try this.
Just try to understand. He's a little person. His communication skills aren't verbal yet, but he understands. Observe.
You work in this movie, you have a lot of scenes with a baby.
Yeah. LJ, are you hungry?
I would come on the set many times for stuff I had to do either in the scene or afterwards, and I'd see Bob there for maybe an hour sitting literally, in an area of playing with stuff and relaxing the kid and getting to know. I mean, he literally did this on a daily basis with that child. That child is suffering great trauma now because he thinks Bob is his father.
Okay. Hey, be careful. Hello. Oh, hello. Hey.
I psychologically scarred the baby on the first day of shooting because he had to pretend to headbutt me, and I reacted to the headbutt. He didn't actually do it. It was a special effect, and I cried. Or I like went, ah, and then he started crying.
Ow! Oh!
Fucker! He's absorbing you like a sponge. I don't want the first word out of his mouth to be a profanity. It's okay. It's okay. Cover your nose. You're terrifying him.
And they put blood on him.
And then they put blood on me, and the kid was just freaked out. And then every day for the next 3.5 months, every time he saw me, he burst out crying.
Without further ado, my famous Focker fondue.
There's a scene in the movie that struck me, and I wanted to ask you about it. It's the first night at the Fockers, and you're all around the dinner table. So it's all of you. How easy or hard is a scene like that to shoot when it's so rapid fire, trying to make it sound so spontaneous, when I'm sure a lot of it was scripted? Talk to me a little bit about...
A lot of it was spontaneous.
The truth is, Jack, when Kay was born, I stopped practicing and became a stay-at-home dad.
Oh, believe me, he won a trial or two in his day.
Oh, extremely good trial lawyer.
A regular Clarence Darrow.
It was 3 days of shooting, so I know that by the end of the, like, 2 days in, you start to go a little crazy because you're shooting the same scene over and over again.
It's like 12 pages, which is a long
So you start to get a little slap happy.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember there's one line that Bob kept on cracking up at
Yeah.
that you were doing?
Yeah.
I forget what the line
What was that line?
You don't work or something?
Oh, yeah. He's
He would say
So
something.
basically,
Stay-at-home
you're,
mother.
you're
So you don't really work for a living.
So Roz was the primary breadwinner and you didn't have a job.
Dad. Oh, honey, come on. You could say he had the hardest job.
No, he's just kidding. Oh, of course. Yes.
And he loved it every time he said it.
Literally
He was
every
getting
time.
upset
every
somehow.
time.
And he kept on cracking up, and then when he starts cracking up, everybody starts cracking up. And
It's funny.
So by my count, among the 6 of you, there are 9 marriages, okay? So how many similar scenes like this have been played out in your lives over the years? Meeting in-laws, meeting families, things like that. What about the Burns side of the couch here? Have you had experiences like this, Robert?
He's not going to reveal anything even remotely personal.
I understand it because I just got married, so I went through a bit of that in a sense. And I thought it was ironic that it was happening at this time, but there were some stressful times, not as clear as this movie, but
I
the
mean,
same idea. It's
we're-
stressful.
We're hitting on something, because it's not just a movie, it's not just a comedy, but it's hitting a note. There's something very threatening about not marrying within your sameness, if you will. And I think that's the note that this struck. It's threatening. What do you mean you're not marrying what we are?
Yeah, we were married in 1969, met in 1968, and were of this situation, basically, you know.
Oh, that is funny.
And
That is funny, that's right.
So I went out to Great Neck, New York, where Bruce was from, and I was a little shy meeting his whole family, and everybody was very lively and I sort of said 2 words, you know. They just sort of accepted me, but it was. I don't think anybody was absolutely thrilled about it, but when I look at our wedding pictures now, we were the only couple of our generation who was still married, except my brother and his sister.
And what about this movie family? Will we see a Focker family reunion?
And if there's Meet the Little Focker when the baby is born,
Meet the little Focker.
who is
That's funny.
involved? Raise your hands.
Meet the little Focker.
Yes,
I
yes.
guess
De Niro, Stiller.
We'd have to all be there. Put your hand up, honey.
L'chaim, everyone. L'chaim.
Laha. Like you have popcorn stuck in the throat. It's a
Okay, to family.
Yes.